Did you know Brad Pitt played Mickey because he couldn't do a London accent? Having been a huge fan of Guy Ritchie's breakthrough film, Brad Pitt approached the director and asked for a part in his next project. Ritchie was more than happy to cast Brad Pitt in Snatch, and initially offered him the lead role of Turkish, which ended up being played by Ritchie's frequent collaborator Jason Statham.
Well, do you want to do it?
That depends.
Indeed, he found that Pitt couldn't do a very convincing London accent, leaving him with few options for characters to play. Pitt could do a so-so Irish accent, so he ended up playing the role of one-punch Mickey.
Turkish, the five's twice the size, and my master needs a caravan. I like to look after me man. It's a fair deal. Take it.
Did you know Brad Pitt's character and indecipherable speech was inspired by many critics' complaints about the accents of the characters in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? Guy Ritchie decided to counter the criticisms by creating a character that not only couldn't be understood by the audience, but that also couldn't be understood by characters in the movie.
And Scotter cushions with mats and shack by cover. Okay. Right. It's just terrible.
Brad Pitt's Irish accent in Snatch was met with a mixed reception,
Have I made myself clear, boys?
with some critics calling it shaky or outright bizarre. As it turns out, Pitt based the accent on one particular Irish comedian, John Kenny, a guest star on an episode of Father Ted. It's safe to say that Brad Pitt nailed that accent.
Did you understand a single word of what he just said?
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll bet you for it.
You'll what?
You bet you for it.
What, like Tommy did last time?
Brad Pitt was in a state of panic prior to shooting Snatch. He said that playing Mickey specifically made him nervous because he struggled to come up with a convincing Irish accent. Pitt went to see Ritchie the director the day before shooting and said, "Guy, I'm gonna F your movie. You should do it." He recalled, "I was literally supposed to be on set the next morning at 6 a.m., and I was living in North London, and I was walking the streets like a maniac." He further explained that the accent clicked literally at midnight the night before, and was so excited he rang and woke Guy up. He asked him if he was okay that his dialogue wasn't understandable, to which Ritchie replied, "Yep."
You got that, London. Hey, we're on.
Until you robbed your bookies!
Periwinkle blue. Bye-bye.
Who's proper nerding?
Is he stoned?
Did you know that Brad Pitt's character was not in the original script for Guy Ritchie's Snatch? As it turns out, Brad Pitt called Guy Ritchie to see if the filmmaker might be able to find a part for him in his upcoming film. Ritchie said he did, but after hanging up, realized that he'd actually offered Pitt a part in Snatch that didn't exist. He rewrote the movie with a part just for Brad, Mickey O'Neill.
Nice one, nice one. Hit a bit of and then you get yours.
There's a campsite full of pikers who might not think you're so...
When Guy Ritchie told Brad Pitt that he would be playing a boxer, Pitt was initially concerned. He just finished shooting Fight Club and didn't want to play the same type of role again. He ended up taking the role anyway, though, because he wanted to work with Richie so badly. Since he was playing a particularly scummy character, Brad Pitt made a point of rarely washing during the film's production. To prepare for the movie, Brad Pitt turned to boxing coach Joe Goosen, who helped him get his physique in the right shape and learn how to throw a punch or two. Goosen, who also trained fighters like Amir Khan and Riddick Bowe, praised the actor's work ethic. Did you know Pitt's character and fighting approach in those sequences was influenced by Lenny McLean? McLean was an infamous unlicensed boxer and bouncer who made his name in London in the 1970s and 1980s. To keep things in order during production, director Guy Ritchie introduced a system of fines on set. There were fines for mobile phones ringing, fines for arriving late, fines for taking naps during shooting, for being cheeky, being unfunny, and/or moaning and complaining. One staff member was even charged for letting the craft service table run out of coffee cups. The producers couldn't afford enough extras for the boxing match sequences. Whenever a camera angle changed, the extras had to move around to create the impression of a crowded house. Brad Pitt was initially thrown by the British cast and crew's predilection for using the word cunt with such abandon. He soon wore down his resistance and joined in.
What the are you doing, Mickey? You're dancing like a fairy. You'll hang us with the ring ropes if they think it's rigged. Get out there and hurt him. For sake, do not knock him out.